He did everything right and still lost money for 18 months straight. Same salary, same discipline, same month after month consistency. But every single month, he quietly got poorer in a way he couldn't feel. And that's the part most people completely miss. Because this isn't really about money. It's about how your brain decides what feels like progress, and why that feeling can destroy you even when you're doing everything right. The system he was following was rewarding the wrong behavior all along. If you've ever felt like you're handling your finances responsibly, but something still feels off, like you're spinning your wheels despite doing all the right things, hit subscribe right now. This channel reveals the hidden traps beneath your decisions so you can finally break free. There's a powerful pattern in nature that explains this trap perfectly. In the rainforests of South America, army ants don't start by hunting for food. They start by building something temporary, a living shelter made entirely from their own bodies. It's called a bivouac. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. No growth, no movement, no visible progress. But if they skip it, the entire colony collapses. Not slows down, collapses. Because the order is the system. And the system only works in the right order. The bivouac is their foundation. Without it, everything else falls apart in the first storm. And just like that colony, Jordan was building everything on top of a missing foundation. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Jordan thought he had the order right. He earned $78,000 a year as a software engineer in Austin, Texas, a solid middle-class income in a booming tech city. He contributed 10% to his 401k every month on autopilot, never missing a single deduction. During his lunch breaks, he read investing articles and watched videos about smart money moves, feeling informed and proactive. Consistently, disciplined, responsible. Everyone around him, friends, family, even co-workers, would say, Jordan is doing everything right with his money. Yet at the exact same time, he was carrying $4,200 in credit card debt, charging a punishing 22% interest rate. For 18 long, frustrating months. Every month he'd open his 401k app and feel a rush of pride wash over him. I'm being responsible. I'm investing in my future self. That green upward arrow gave him a genuine sense of accomplishment. Then he'd glance at the credit card balance, feel a quick pang of guilt twist in his stomach, push the discomfort away with a wave of relief, and tell himself, it's not that bad. The balance isn't skyrocketing. I'll knock it out next month after the next raise or when things settle down at work. He rationalized. He delayed. He repeated the same mental loop month after month, convincing himself he was still on track. So why did the wrong choice feel so right every single month? Because when his paycheck hit, his brain wasn't making a cold math decision. It was chasing signals. His investment app had a sleek, modern dashboard, bright green arrows, smooth upward graphs, and cheerful notifications that popped up at just the right moment. Every automatic contribution gave him an instant hit of I'm winning. That dopamine surge felt like real, tangible progress. But his credit card debt? Completely silent. No alerts. No dramatic visuals showing the damage. No gut punch to wake him up. Just a static number slowly compounding in the background, growing quietly while he wasn't looking. His brain did what brains are wired to do over hundreds of thousands of years. Reward what it can easily see and feel, and ignore what remains hidden or abstract. This isn't discipline. It's signal. Your brain follows signals, not logic. You're optimizing for the wrong signals. Let's make the math real and shocking. He was earning about 8% average returns in the market, while paying 22% on his debt. That created a painful negative 14% gap. Over 18 months, his 401k grew roughly $6,000. The debt cost him about $1,400 in interest alone. net on paper, for $1,600. But if he had cleared the debt first, while still capturing his full employer match, he would have been closer to $8,000 ahead. He wasn't just making less money. He was losing money faster than he was making it. Every dollar he invested was being canceled somewhere else. He didn't lose money because he was stupid. He lost money because he did the right things in the wrong order. And the worst part? He felt productive, responsible, and on track the entire time. If that just hit you, like the video right now, that's why millions of people, just like Jordan, fall into the exact same trap every single year. Nearly 1 in 3 Americans has zero emergency fund. Not because they can't save, but because saving doesn't trigger any exciting signal. No flashy graph, no dopamine rush, no sense of winning. So they pour money into investments instead. It feels like actively building something meaningful for the future, even when the foundation underneath is missing and unstable. The emergency fund is your bivouac. It looks like nothing is happening on the surface. But without it, one surprise car repair, medical bill, or job hiccup can force you back into more expensive debt or painful early withdrawals with penalties and taxes. Take a second and really think about that. Often, the single most important financial move you can make feels exactly like doing nothing at all. If you're still watching, comment the word signal right now. Because your entire money life ultimately runs on signals, not cold logic or textbook knowledge. One ordinary Sunday evening, everything changed for Jordan. He finally sat down and looked at all his accounts together. No more mental separation. No more convenient shortcuts. Investments up roughly $6,000. Debt interest paid, about $1,400. Net result on paper, around $4,600. But when he ran the alternative scenario, paying off the high-interest debt first while still securing the full employer match, the difference was eye-opening. He could have been thousands of dollars better off. For the first time, the full picture hit him clearly. He wasn't lazy or irresponsible. He was just following invisible signals that had been quietly rewarding the wrong order all along. Most financial advice completely ignores this psychological reality. And this is where almost everyone gets it wrong. There is one important exception, though. If your employer offers a 401k match, take the full match first. Always. That's literally free, guaranteed money. Sometimes 50% or even 100% return on your contribution. No credit card interest rate in the world can compete with that kind of instant win. The smarter, psychology-respecting sequence becomes, get the full match, aggressively kill high-interest debt, then build a solid emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of essentials. Only after that foundation is secure do you comfortably ramp up broader long-term investing and wealth building. This order respects both the cold math and the way your brain actually works day to day. For weeks after that revealing Sunday evening, Jordan made one small but powerful shift. He reduced his 401k contribution just enough to still receive his full employer match. Then he redirected that freed-up money straight toward his credit card balance. At first, it felt awful and even a little disappointing. His investment account grew noticeably slower. There was less visible excitement and fewer satisfying green notifications popping up. The change felt uncomfortable, like he was taking a step backward. But something important shifted. His debt balance finally started shrinking in a way he could clearly see and track every single day. He pinned a simple progress tracker to his phone home screen, so the numbers were impossible to ignore. For the first time, the right move became a signal he could actually feel and celebrate as it dropped. Within just a few months, the credit card debt was completely gone. With that heavy weight finally lifted, he then rebuilt his 401k contributions and emergency fund with renewed focus and genuine momentum. Jordan didn't suddenly discover brand new financial knowledge or complicated strategies. What he changed was far more powerful. He intentionally redesigned what his brain could see, feel, and reward as real progress. That's the real underlying system at work here. Not money, not spreadsheets or fancy dashboards. It's all about signal management. You're not building wealth wrong because you lack intelligence or information. You're often building it in the wrong order simply because the truly right moves can feel invisible or unrewarding at first, while the wrong ones light up all the right pleasure centers in your brain. Once you truly understand this pattern, everything starts to change. Jordan didn't try to overhaul his entire financial life overnight. Instead, he started with 3 focused things that made the invisible visible. He put all his accounts into one simple dashboard so he could finally see the complete picture at a glance. He sat down and calculated the real long-term cost of his high-interest debt, and he created one clear, visible tracker for the debt payoff he had been avoiding for so long. That small but intentional shift trained his brain over time to feel genuine satisfaction from completing the foundational work first, before chasing the more exciting, visible wins. The truth is surprisingly simple once you see it. People don't always follow what is objectively correct. They follow what feels like meaningful progress in the moment. So here's the question I want you to sit with today. When your next paycheck lands in your account, what signal are you primarily responding to? The one that simply looks like growth on a pretty dashboard? Or the one that actually builds real, lasting stability underneath everything else? Somewhere in your current financial life, there's almost certainly one important step you've been skipping or delaying. Not because it's especially difficult or complicated, but because right now, it feels like almost nothing is happening when you do it. And that quiet, sneaky feeling of nothing happening is exactly where so many good intentions quietly go wrong. The problem isn't that you're doing the wrong things. It's that the wrong things feel right. If this video helped shift how you see your own situation, subscribe for more clarity that actually moves the needle in your life. And before you click away, answer this question honestly in the comments below. What's one specific financial move you've been avoiding or putting off? Not because it's too hard, but simply because it doesn't feel like real progress right now. Drop your answer in the comments. That's where the real conversations, accountability, and breakthroughs often begin. Thanks so much for watching all the way through to the end. Your willingness to face these sometimes uncomfortable truths already puts you well ahead of most people. Stay clear on the signals that truly matter. Build in the right order. And I'll see you in the next one.